Well, with Bitcoin's 5-year compounded annual growth rate of 58%, it takes a lot to get us Bitcoin bulls out of bed. But this first update to our income ETF power rankings features 7 ETFs gaining more than 58% annually, and 3 of them are over 105%. If you understand how exciting that is, then hit that like button, strap in, and let's get started. If you missed it, watch my last video where I debut the BitBagger Income ETF Blended Power Rankings and explain why they're needed and how they're calculated. But very briefly, these power rankings strike a balance between recent performance and reliable track record while filtering out distractions of NAV erosion, distribution rate, and payment frequency. This week, we welcome 3 new ETFs from the Roundhill family, which just met our minimum requirement for a 6-month track record. And you're going to love these funds because they're all weekly pairs and they all ranked in our top 6. Also this week, we showed just how many months it will take for each fund to recoup their original cost basis based on their blended average performance. That's right, these funds are such high performers that you will count in months how long until you're playing with house money. The funds have been curated from the best offerings of YieldMax, Roundhill, Neos, and other fund families. And for comparison, we've included a few of the top S&P 500 and NASDAQ-based income ETFs. But enough talk, let's unveil this week's rankings. These rankings account for total return with distributions reinvested through August 14th. Now making its debut to our rankings with a splash is number 1, PLTY from Roundhill based on underlying stock Palantir. PLTY was far and away the leader with a 144% blended average, which means you would recoup your cost basis in just 8 months. I had to triple check my findings, but you can see here that over the past 6 months, PLTY experienced a share price increase of $10, $13 of distributions, and then 84 additional share gain from reinvestment for a total annualized gain of 143%. And coming in at number 2 is NVDY based on underlying stock NVDY, which is also a Roundhill fund and making its debut in our rankings with a 106% blended average score. Both NVDY and PLTY are weekly pairs, and with a 106% blended average score, NVDY would recoup your original investment after 11 months. At number 3, we have PLTY from YieldMax based on underlying stock Palantir. And that boasts a 105% blended average for 11 months to recoup your cost basis. Now, PLTY is our top ranked monthly payer, but remember, the YieldMax monthly payers actually distribute 13 times a year because their payment schedule is every 4 weeks. And number 4, we have YieldMax's NVDY, again based on NVIDIA underlying, with a 78% blended average score and 15 months to recoup your basis. Now you notice the top 4 ETFs in our rankings this week are based on underlying Palantir and NVIDIA, with 2 being weekly pairs and 2 are monthly pairs. And number 5, we have YieldMax's TSMY based on Taiwan Semiconductor, which is a monthly pair and a blended average performance of 66% and 18 months to recoup your basis. Ranked number 6, we have our last new Roundhill edition, COIW, based on underlying stock Coinbase, which has a blended average score of 60%. Now, if you want to avoid single stock risk, number 7, OARK by YieldMax is our top ranked ETF with diversified underlying. This monthly pair is based on Cathie Wood's popular ARK Innovation Fund and boasts a blended average performance of 59%. Coming in at number 8 is the crowd favorite ULTY by YieldMax with a blended average performance of 58%. This fund has the benefit of being both a weekly pair and based on an actively managed basket of 15 to 30 stock picks. And at the number 9 spot, we have Bitcoin, which is not an ETF and does not generate income, but I included it here as a reminder that you don't get so distracted by immediate income that you forget to protect and grow your wealth through the most advanced inflation-proof sound money and Apex savings technology. Even with no dividends, Bitcoin's 3 and 6 month performance earned it a respectable 53% blended average score. You can learn more about Bitcoin by watching my series, Why You Can't Afford to Ignore Bitcoin. Lastly, at number 10 is Roundhill's YBTC, which trades options on underlying spot Bitcoin ETFs. This weekly pair boasts a blended average performance of 52%. This could be an excellent option for those who are bullish on Bitcoin and want to harvest income as Bitcoin price continues to rise. I know many of you have been fans of YieldMax's MSTY based on underlying MSTR, formerly MicroStrategy. This fund has been struggling lately based on dropping share price and volatility for underlying MSTR. It comes in this week with a number 19 ranking and a blended average performance of just 25%. In fact, its 3-month annualized performance is a 29% loss. Many of you are still believing in MSTY, which you can pick up today near 18-month low prices. And I truly hope it turns around soon along with MSTR. As always, I've included some top performers from traditional ETFs based on S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, and Russell 2000 indexes. Even though these all appear at the bottom of our rankings, you still might consider them as conservative, diversified plays. Now to wrap up, I'll highlight some special groupings so you can pause and take some screenshots if you like. Here are our top 10 performers, all with the blended average scores of over 50% annualized. And here are our weekly pairs for those too impatient to wait a month between paydays. And lastly, here are the ETFs with diversified underlying if you want to avoid single stock risk. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's update to our blended power rankings. Remember to do your own research to find the ETFs that are most suitable for your portfolio based on your personal goals. And if you have any favorite high-performing ETFs that did not appear in our rankings, be sure to throw those in the comments below and I'll check them out. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video and share it out to those you love. Until next time, be wise, be safe, and stack sats.